Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to our beautiful sanctuary on this cold night. We gather, we just had our Shabbat dinner together. It was lovely. We already did, we won't be lighting the candles tonight or doing the Kiddush Motzi because we've already done it. Been there, done that. Come for dinner and you'll catch that part too. This week's Torah portion is Bishalach. And it's referred to, this Shabbat in our tradition is called Shabbat Shirah, the Shabbat of song, because in the Torah portion we have the song at the sea. This is the time when our people came through out of slavery in Egypt, and we come across the sea, and upon reaching dry land, Miriam leads the women in song and dance. So this is a special Shabbat, you know, our people have always known that singing, music, is such a powerful tool in prayer. I can't even imagine prayer without song. It doesn't. You know, you don't have to teach a child to sing. Children just sing and they dance. They don't need to be taught. These things come naturally to human beings. They're our way of expressing joy. And before we were concerned about whether we knew the words or we had the order right or we knew when to stand and when to bow, we had this yearning in our hearts to sing, to express the joy in our hearts, and to express our profound desires for love and connection. Two very powerful avenues towards the divine. In addition to being Shabbat Shirah, Shabbat of song, this Sunday is Tu B'Shvat. Tu B'Shvat, our beautiful holiday in which we celebrate our connection to nature. It's Rosh Hashanah Le'ilanot, the New Year for the trees, a time when we deeply appreciate our connection to nature. And so we'll wrap that into this beautiful Shabbat Tefillah tonight, Shabbat prayer. And I would like to invite you to open to page 12 and 13. What melody do you want to do? Let's do the old Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. We welcome the divine messengers. We welcome the angels, the energies of the divine into this space right now.
Please sing with us.
Yes. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boach Malachem leshalom, Malachei hashalom, Malachei elyon. Mi melech Malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leshalom, Malachei hashalom, Malachei elyon. Mi melech Malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leshalom, Malachei hashalom, Malachei elyon. Mi melech Malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Laura? We have this beautiful prayer poem in our Siddur by the contemporary liturgist Ruth Sohn. It's on page 768. 768. And it's called I Shall Sing to the Lord a New Song. It's an imagined experience of Miriam. What she saw, what she felt, coming through the insanity of the crossing of the sea and reaching that place of where, the slavery only ended, our rabbis teach us, when the people reached the shore. When the threat of the Egyptian army, again, the most powerful army on earth at the time, when it was removed by the sea. And they could really relax. They could breathe deeply. So we're going to do this responsively by sentence. And Laura Denenberg has agreed to lead us in this beautiful prayer. She will begin.
I, Miriam, stand at the sea and turn to face the desert, stretching endless and still.
My eyes are dazzled, the sky brilliant blue, sunburnt hands unyielding white.
My hands turn to dove wings.
My arms reach for the sky, and I want to sing the song rising inside me.
My mouth open, I stop.
Where are the words?
Where the melody?
In a moment of panic, my eyes go blind.
Can I take a step without knowing a destination?
Will I falter? Will I fall? Will the ground sink away from under me?
The song's still unformed. How can I sing?
To take the first step, to sing a new song, is to close one's eyes and dive into unknown waters.
For a moment knowing nothing, risking all, but then to discover the waters are friendly, the ground is firm.
And the song rises again.
Out of my mouth come words lifting the wind.
And I hear for the first the song that has been in my heart, silent, unknown, even to me. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Drew, come on up onto the bima. We turn to page 41, right here. Page 41. L'cha dodi likrat kala panei Shabbat nekabla. Come, my beloved, and greet the bride. The presence of Shabbat, right now we invite inside. Shabbat, welcome Shabbat, is about shifting our consciousness. And we do little things. We light the candles. We we allow ourselves to be in this place right now, to begin to inhabit Shabbat. Our people always knew that it doesn't happen in one moment. It takes time to let the Shabbat in. And so our tradition is to sing the first, third, fifth, and final stanzas. And before the last one, when we say, Boi Kala, come, Shabbat bride, our tradition is to rise and turn towards the door and visualize really the presence of Shabbat fully entering this space. So we'll use this melody. Come on, Andrew.
Which one are we
We'll
doing?
use Hi lai 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 lai. 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 Hi lai lai lai. Hi lai 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 lai. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela Shamor v'zachor Bedibur echad Hishmi'anu El HaMeyuchad Adonai Echad U'Shemo Echad L'Shem U'Tiferet Ve'Litila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Second paragraph on 43. Mikdash melech, ir melucha kumitzi. Mitocha v'charav lach shevet. Be'emet habachar hu yachamol. Alayich chemla lecha dodi. Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Top of 45. Hitoreri Kiva Orech Kumi Uri Shir daberi kavod Adonai alayich nigla lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret balagam besimcha uv'salat toch emune am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Shabbat Shalom. The Jewish mystical tradition teaches us that Tu B'Shvat, this Sunday, is a time when we connect to the Eitz Chaim, the tree of life. That tree is one of the crucial reasons that the mystics of Tzfat, Safed in northern Israel, that they saw Tu B'Shvat as the rebirthing not only of the trees on earth, but also of the tree whose roots are in heaven and whose fruits are in our world. So we turn to page 762. I want to invite Larry to come on up. 762. And on 762, we're invited to join in a beautiful prayer written by Reb Nachman of Bratslav, a Hasidic master who is renowned in our tradition for his deep connection to nature. Reb Nachman used to love to go out into the forests and just, speak to the birds and be in conversation with the trees. He had a refined sense of the aliveness of the natural world. So we're going to do this beautiful meditation attributed to Reb Nachman. Larry's going to begin. We're going to do it but responsively by line. On 762, Larry will begin.
God, grant me the ability to be alone.
May it be my custom to go outdoors each day
Among the trees and grass.
Among all growing things.
And there may I be alone.
And enter into prayer.
To talk with the one to whom I belong.
May I express there everything in my heart.
And may all the foliage of the field,
all grasses, trees, and plants,
may they all awake at my coming.
To send the powers of their life
into the words of my prayer.
So that my prayer and speech
are made whole.
Through the life and spirit of all growing things.
Which are made as one.
By their transcendent
source.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Could you imagine praying like that? Going out into the forest, into the meadow, and just inviting the aliveness of nature to infuse our prayer, to join with nature in prayer. What a sweet and powerful image. Thank you, Reb Nachman. Thank you, Larry. So in this time when we are readying ourselves to taste the sweetness of Tu B'Shvat, we invite you to sing about the tree of life, about Eitz Chaim Hi, which in our tradition we also understand the tree of life. We call the Torah the tree of life. The two dowels that hold the Torah scrolls are called Atzei Chaim. Each is an Eitz Chaim that hold the tissue, the connective tissue of our sacred stories and our teaching, our profound teaching together. So the words, just because they're not on our tefillah page, the words are Eitz Chaim Hi Lamachazikim Ba V'tomcheha Me'ushar. Let's try that together. Eitz Chaim Hi Lamachazikim Ba V'tomcheha Me'ushar. And I don't think it's in here. It might be buried somewhere, but I don't know where it is in the Siddur. In English, we say the translation that we use for this prayer, this song is, she is a tree of life for all who hold fast to her. Machazikim ba is who grasp it, who hold fast to her in English. And all of her supporters, v'tomcheha, all of her supporters, me'ushar, are happy. It's the same root as ashrei, one of our prayers for happiness. And so we do some clapping. So you don't need your siddur. It's going to get in the way of your clapping. So set it down. And so we'll go. We'll start with Shalom, Shalom, and then go into Eitz Chaim Hi. So it's Shalom, 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 shalom. Eitz chaim hi למחזיקים ותומכיה, מאושר עץ חיים היא למחזיקים ותומכיה, מאושר. שלום, 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 שלום. She is a tree of life for all who hold fast to her, and all of her supporters are happy. She is a tree of life for all who hold fast to her, and all of her supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Eitz chaim hi למחזיקים ותומכיה, מאושר עץ חיים היא למחזיקים ותומכיה, מאושר. שלום, 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 שלום. So now we're with that energy that we've lifted us up. Our Kabbalat Shabbat, our receiving Shabbat, has filled us up, and now we're ready to move into Ma'ariv, into the evening prayer with the Baruch Hu. So those all who are able are invited to rise. And let's see. It is on page, it's over in the Shabbat section, which is on page 2, where be it? It's like 240, where's it? Somewhere in there. Here it is, 246. No, I can find it. 246. We'll use the Kavanah underneath the line by Faith Rogau to lead us into the Baruch Hu. Right where it says Kavanah. So ready. Let's ready ourselves to bless the source of all life. There is hardly a more powerful affirmation than for us to own our power to bless the source of all life. A sweet and wonderful thing to do. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And the blessing gives us strength and makes our visions clear. And the blessing gives us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Let's turn it back. You can have a seat. Turn back to page 65. For the Shema and Ve'ahavta. I love that in this Siddur, it has the Torah script of the Shema on the top of page 64. that you can see what it looks like. You know, every single Torah is handwritten by a scribe. And so everyone is different by definition. Even a scribe told me that he had written 80 Sifrei Torah. When I met him, he was 94 years old. He said he'd done 80 in his lifetime, and he said each one was different. Each one was different. But there are things in every scroll that connect us deeply to the Shekhinah energy, the energy that brings us together, that touches our hearts. And in every Torah scroll, when you look down at the Shema, you see just what you're looking at. The Ayin of the Shema, the first word, is larger than all the letters, and the Dalet of the Echad is larger. So when you look down from like this high up, you see those letters pop. And the Ayin Dalet spells Ed, which means witness. And we are all called to be witness to the unity in the midst of what appears to be diversity in our world. To all that brings us together, even as there's so much that seems to set us apart. Shema is that reminder every time we gather in prayer that we are called. It is such a powerful thing to be a witness, to witness the inherent connectedness of all life on this planet, of all life in the universe. So let's sing out these sacred words, this most powerful affirmation on this night of Shabbat Shira as we ready ourselves for Tu B'Shvat. We witness the magnificence of this life we're blessed with. Together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malechuto Leolam Vaed Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavcha Uv'chol nafshecha Uv'chol meodecha Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele Asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha Vedibarta bam Veshivtecha bevetecha Uvlechtecha vaderech Uvshokbecha Uvkumecha Ukshatam leot al yadecha Vehayu letotafot Benenecha Uchtavtam Al mezuzot betecha uvisharecha.
The late, great contemporary Jewish liturgist and singer-songwriter Debbie Friedman, Zichrono Livracha, may her memory be a blessing, wrote Miriam's song. This lifted up the role of Miriam and the women in the moment of celebration following the crossing of the sea. The chorus, which we will all sing together, is, "And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long." So that's the chorus. I'll get us started. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every thread and every strand, she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances towards the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Miriam and the women, as Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice with song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're going to dance tonight. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Thank you.
Drew, come on back up. What Joe says Shalom should we sing tonight? How about who says Shalom, Shalom bimromav, who yaseh Shalom, Aleinu. Kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yishmael, ve'al kol ha'olam, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yishmael, ve'al kol So tonight we're going to do some creative midrash together. So as I said, we're in the week of Shabbat Shira, the Shabbat of celebrating liberation through embodied singing and dancing as our people modeled during the Exodus from Egypt. And Sunday is Tu B'Shvat, our people's celebration of nature and trees in particular. Our rabbis teach us that when there is a sort of a convergence, when two things meet, there's things to be learned. So tonight, and again, there can be no right or wrong answers. This is, think out of the box. Whatever comes to you is inspiration. Don't be afraid of calling out an idea or thought, because all thoughts are welcomed here. They're all midrash. They're all the Torah that comes from inside us. So tonight I ask you to think in this out-of-the-box way and imagine a meaningful connection between the Song at the Sea celebration and Tu B'Shvat. So our New Year, celebration of trees and the majesty of the natural world. So just give it, let it percolate for a moment. And what comes to you about the connection between these two powerful moments? In essentially, they're the moments that we celebrate in the Kiddush on Friday night, because the New Year of Trees, Tu B'Shvat, is a celebration of creation. It's universal. And the Song at the Sea is a celebration of our moment of becoming a people, our specific moment of liberation and coming into peoplehood. So it's a merging of the universal and the particular. So what comes to you? Any thoughts, any ideas, all are welcome. Take a moment, see something that just in your own imagination, you make a connection. This is what Midrash is all about. Pardon?
The pomegranate bush.
Pomegranate bush. Say more? Anything?
Because we're celebrating the trees and the plants, and that was our crossing, our path to being fruitful and multiplying, like the pomegranate.
Lovely. Thank you, Ari. Thank you for getting us rolling
Being
here.
fruitful and multiplying like the pomegranate.
Indeed. Great. Anyone else? And a thought about connections. What comes to you about this majesty of creation, the trees and liberation and the crossing and
The Song of the Sea is celebrating a rebirth of coming through a difficult, restricted place, as we say, and being born and rebirth, which is about spring and Tu B'Shvat, when spring is the rebirth of the trees, the sap begins to really
beautiful. There's a midrash that supports you in that the whole mythic moment of the splitting of the sea was the breaking of the water. The breaking of the water that allowed for us to come through from the constricted place, from the birth canal, into our peoplehood. So beautiful connection, beautiful insight. Anyone else? Say more.
Evolution.
The thing that immediately came to mind was, creatures crawling out of the sea and onto the land as they evolved from the ocean to be land-based creatures.
Evolved. Yeah. Beautiful.
Should repeat so Zoom can hear.
It's the seed germinating. Like there's a lot going on underneath the soil that you don't see. All of a sudden, it's born.
It blossoms.
The seed
Beautiful.
germinating.
The germination. Yes, thank you, Larry. In our sacred story, nature was our ally in redemption. The sea split. Nature allowed us to become. Nature defeated our adversaries. We crossed the sea. We were protected. And on Tu B'Shvat, we're invited to awaken to our deep connection and interdependence with the natural world. We're invited to celebrate that ally, that think of the natural world as our blessed partner in creation. Deborah, you had another idea.
This is out of the box.
Go!
So I'm thinking about that the Song of the Sea happens at a liminal time, an edge place. And so does spring and the blossom the out-of-the-box part is that I'm thinking fractals here.
Oh, great.
Thinking the
Fractals.
nature of song
Uh-huh.
blossoms more and more pieces of the fractal nature of it, and then also the seed is fractal.
Wow.
So the liminal space of standing at this edge of the sea and the liminal space of the beginning of spring.
Yes, that's it. Thanks.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. And Tu B'Shvat is actually the rising of the sap,
Rising of the
which
sun.
allows the blossoming to happen. So there is there is this amazing, water can come, trees can lift water up 150 feet in an incredibly short time. The power that's going on to allow a tree to grow and spread its branches is awesome. And we often miss it, And so liberation requires full engagement, full awareness. You can't become liberated by happenstance. And so Tu B'Shvat invites a heightened awareness of the natural world, which we often take for granted. Tu B'Shvat says, pause, stop, appreciate this wonder that surrounds us all the time.
Amen.
Thank you for that, bringing the beauty of science into this midrashic exploration. And we had evolution, we have fractals. We're on fire. Anyone else? Last midrashic. Anyone?
The roots of the trees are reaching each other and communicating. We talked about this in our Rosh Hashanah. They communicate with each other, just like Miriam was connected with all her sisters, and the connection of community with Tu B'Shvat, I think, is important.
So just to repeat, the roots of the trees are all communicating with each other and connecting with each other, just as Miriam and all the women were connected and communicating, singing and dancing. Beautiful.
It reminds me of when I spent time with indigenous people. I was making a film at the Grand Canyon, and I spent time with some of the people that were had really cared for this amazing sacred place for, who knows, 1,500, 1,800 years. And walking around with them, they said there was a number of oak trees. There's a particular kind of oak that grows in the south rim of the canyon, and they all, when they got to they saw these trees that were in this little grove, they all started smiling. And I thought, what are they smiling about? And I said, what are you seeing? And they said, well, we have this expression whenever we see trees together, because of the root systems, we say they're all holding hands under the blanket. Which was just like, well, of course you're smiling. That's so beautiful. Yeah, so thank you, Deborah. So we're going to just appreciate the creative energy and in this midrash we've created together about the connection between Tu B'Shvat and the Song of the Sea.
Can I add one more thing about the
Please.
trees? So I've learned recently that, the trees are communicating, and that if one tree is not doing well and it is ailing or in need of nutrients, the other trees actually know to send some of their nutrients to the ailing tree. And so as we come into Misha Berach, I want us to think about that, about how we can lend some of our prayer, our energy through our prayer to those friends and loved ones who need a little extra support right now.
Elegant transition. Beautiful, beautiful. And I want to say we had such wonderful news in our community that Roberta Gabriel came through her very, very challenging surgery with flying colors, and the doctors were very pleased, and she was walking around today Still, she's going to be in the hospital for at least till Tuesday, but she is recovering, and she has begun taking those first steps towards recovering. And it's up and down every day now, but she is on the healing path, and we are so grateful, so grateful. And Erin is there, and I think her parents came back. They were there through the surgery. They came home, but there's so many people praying for her, so we're really happy for this wonderful news for the Gabriel family and for our community. And so right now, before we do the Mishaberach, if we could just call out the names of people we know who we'd like to include in this tefillah, the Mishaberach. We're going to do the Mishaberach number 15 on our tefillah page. But before we do it, just if there are people, we'll start over here. So for all these and all who are in need of healing, we offer this Mishaberach, again written by Debbie Friedman, Zichrona Livracha. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor Abracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us to find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. 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 We turn to page 131 for the Kaddish Yatom, for our mourner's Kaddish. And this past week, Aryeh Cohn's cousin, Zachary Nelson, age 27, died tragically in a diving accident in Monterey. Our hearts go out to the Cohens and to the Nelson family and all those who are grieving this tragic loss. Zichrono livracha. May this remarkable soul continue to be held and bless all who knew him during his too short but rich and wonderful life. This week in our Yortzeit list are Peter and Sylvia Kahn, parents of Eric Kahn, Molly Feldstein, mother of Bert Feldstein, Natalie Brownstein, mother of Lynn Gross and grandmother of Randy Gross, Beatrice Myers, mother of Fran Patterson, and Alan Creighton, father of Robin Mises, Are there any other yard sites being observed? Okay. So anyone in the first year of mourning the loss of a close loved one is invited to rise to honor their memories. Anyone with a yard site, please join them as we rise to affirm life in the face of loss. And anyone else who needs to say the Kaddish tonight is invited to rise. And for all these, we say Zichronam Livracha. May we allow the blessings of their lives to hold our tender hearts, this moment of remembering. Yid Gadal V'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'alma Divra Chirutei V'Yamlich Malchutei B'chayechon Uvyomechon Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv V'Imru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Uleolmei Olmaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitromam V'Yitnaseh V'Yithadar V'Yit'aleh V'Yithalal Shemei Dekudisha B'Richu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechemata Da'amiran Bi'alma V'Imru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. Oseh Shalom V'Imromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'Imru. Amen. Zecher, 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 Tzadikim Livracha, Livracha, May, their memories bless our days, bless our days. Amen. Seat. A few brief announcements before we close and move to our Kiddush. Our Oneg, rather. We've already done the Kiddush. Sunday, this Sunday, February 5th, we have our Torah Tots here at 10 a.m. It's sweet. And Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m., we have our Sisterhood Talit making workshop. And, I want to say that there are people who have signed up for this and are doing it. But anyone is invited to come and watch. It's amazing just to see the fabric that's been picked out. You'll see how they, Rabbi Jamie Himes will be instructing them in how to make the tzitziot, the fringes, how to make the knots. And so I think it'll be a really interesting thing just to witness. So everyone's invited. It's 1 p.m. this Sunday here at in the sanctuary. February 10th, next Friday, we'll have our Sharing Shabbat Together dinner at 6. And then Harold and Janet Freeman are hosting, actually, the dinner is provided by the Freeman family, so you don't have to bring anything. They're providing the dinner, and we thank them in advance for their generosity. And they're also going to do a presentation in support of Contra Costa Humane Society. And it should be a really wonderful presentation and a lovely dinner. Everyone's invited. It'd be helpful to RSVP just so we can know how many folks are going to be joining us for dinner. Everyone, if you can't come for dinner, just come for the presentation at 7. And just 3 others, save the dates. They're all like back to back to back in the beginning of March. The first is March 4th, is our Beth Chaim Purim celebration. It's going to be wonderful. Anyone who's come to Purim the last a couple of years knows what a joyful room we transform the sanctuary into this room filled with sweetness and play, and costumes are not required but encouraged, and it's just a really sweet celebration. The following Monday, the 6th, is our Tips for Change at Gianni's, where we gather and have dinner together. They close the restaurant for us and others who want to support our Beit Midrash. All tips go to, it's a really important religious school fundraiser, and it's just a great time. It's just fun. And then on Tuesday, we are sponsoring a film in the Contra Costa East Bay International Jewish Film Festival called Perfect Strangers. It's supposed to be a very delightful film, and we're actually, Ellen Waltrip is looking for a place where anyone who wants to, after the film, can go to a coffee shop nearby and talk about the film. We'll gather, have some, just be together as a community and laugh and share our reflections on this film, which should be a lot of fun. So 3 things to mark your don't plan anything else that week of March. We've got you covered. Yes, Lynn. It's called Perfect Strangers. The theater is the Landmark in Pleasant Hill. There's a multiplex in Pleasant Hill right when you get off the freeway. Yeah, and it'll be in the Happenings. So you get off and go right to the, and you're there. Yeah, it's right there. It's right there. And we're gonna have. I will. And we're going to have fun because it's a great film. It's enjoyable. Hopefully we'll go have a group from the synagogue. Others will be there, but hopefully we'll have a place to go to. Right walking distance. Ellen's scoping out the area and going to find a place to just hang out and just have a good time afterwards. So Larry is, of course, getting our oneg together, and we thank him for all of his wonderful, loving work in support of our Shabbat and our community. And so thank you all for being here for this sweet service, and we wish you
Shabbat Shalom.
a Shabbat Shalom and a happy Tu B'Shvat, a Tu B'Shvat Sameach. And we'll sing Heveinu Shalom Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.